I'm sorry, kiddo, I really am. You have a good soul. And I hate giving good people bad news.
I'm Tony, he's Mike, and today we continue our summer creature features with 1979's Prophecy.
It was created by man. It will grow to be 15 feet tall. And it will mindlessly, mercilessly kill every living thing it meets. Prophecy.
Starring Armand Assante, Talia Shire, and then the other guy that has been in a million things is Robert Foxworth. That'll come up later, trust me on this. And some other people that you'll be like, who is that guy?
Yeah.
We'll get into that one too.
Look, I'll be truthful with you. This particular forest isn't too safe right now.
This is possibly the weirdest creature feature that we've watched.
You think so?
I think so.
I think it's the most logical out of all that we've watched. The story and how the creature comes to be is very straightforward. It's not very convoluted at all. Everything lines up, and it's not very exposition-y.
It's not.
It's creative.
Weaves it, I was gonna say it weaves the creature's origin through the plot, and it's a major point with the film. But they never like spell it out in that many words. It's like literally like an hour in before it's revealed what's actually going on and where the creature actually came from. You want to give us broad strokes on the plot here, real quick?
Yeah. So we start off with Talia Shire, who is Maggie in this movie. She is a cello player. And she's also pregnant right now, and she can't decide if she wants to tell, I think his name's Robert in the movie.
Yeah, sure. If it's not, it is not. Robert Foxworth.
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't just tell him.
Because I know what he'll say.
So now Robert works for the city. Isn't he like an attorney?
He's
or something like that?
a doctor, actually.
I'm in public health. I'm a doctor.
That is helping tenants in slums basically file lawsuits against both the city and the slumlords.
You know, I'll write a report here. No one will read. I'll file a lawsuit against a landlord that'll be settled out of court. Send that baby to the hospital for a couple of days so he can come back here and be eaten by rats again.
Yeah.
So, and it opens up and he's at an apartment with a family, and one of the children is being bitten by rats.
Yeah, an infant.
I said to him, ain't no chickens in here. There's rats in here. And them rats bit my baby.
So he comes out of that, and he's got to make a report for this. Well, an acquaintance of his comes up. It's like, hey, Robert, we got this other situation going on out in the woods. There's a dispute between this paper mill and the local natives there. But nobody wants to take sides on it. So he wants you to write a report siding with, I guess, does he really say? Does he say he wants to side with the Indians in this one, or not?
No, he doesn't say that. He basically says that they don't want to have to say who actually owns the land, is really what it all boils down to. And they've decided that they're going to see if they can circumvent this big disagreement between the Native Americans and the paper mill company by using the EPA to figure out who's in the right here without having to actually make any legal claims that are going to go further than that.
Right.
Nobody wants to rule on the legalities of who owns the land. So they're trying to break the deadlock on environmental grounds. I need someone who can deal with people.
Rick, it's not my game. I'm strictly a rat-biting gas leak man.
So anyways, he takes Talia Shire out to
the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one of our problems. We can't see the forest for the trees. It's a joke.
And so he meets the guy that runs the plant.
Steve, Mr. Burns. Professor Isley, Pitney Lumber Company. How do you do? Have a nice flight. Indeed. Yeah, my wife, Maggie, Mr. Isley. Welcome to the state of Maine, Mrs. Burns.
and he's going to take him to the site. Well, then you run into the natives there. Your first glimpse of the natives. And Armand Assante is in there. He plays John Hawke.
Sure.
I believe in this one. Eagle sound right here.
Not to be confused with Johnny Eagle.
So anyways, when they're there, Johnny Eagle and his group won't let anybody from the paper company into their land.
Actually, it's not that they won't let anybody from the paper company in, it's that they won't allow vehicles owned by the paper company.
No car from the lumber company gets through here.
And it tells them that they can walk, but it's a good long walk. Yeah. But then it winds up in a axe versus chainsaw fight.
I'm gonna tell you right now! You cut my head off before you cut these trees! Take him down!
Which is just kind of ridiculous and really poorly done, but it's there, so there's that.
And from there, shenanigans ensue.
Now, I'm going to say this. This movie is simultaneously smart and stupid.
Yeah, they've thrown in everything but the kitchen sink.
The inciting incident is very smart. The whole explanation as to where the chemicals are coming from and what it's doing to the wildlife and everything, all that, and how the Native Americans, because they live off the land, are the first ones to notice it. All that is... It tracks. It all makes sense. It's all laid out really incredibly well.
Yeah, and it's just so you guys know, with the native people, they're having some birth defects and stuff like that.
I'm gonna make something clear to you. My people are violently ill.
I'm a midwife, and I've seen children born dead, born deformed.
So badly some have had to be put to death. Don't talk about the environment as though it had nothing to do with us.
Tadpoles are like this big. Salmon are so big that they swallow ducks whole and shit like that. So there is some weird wackadoo shit going on there.
And then I'm gonna say that like they go to the paper mill and they are there and it's like, no, we use nothing but water and we just float the trees down and then we pulp them and then we turn it into paper and voila, see, we're not doing any harm to the environment.
And then they say the only chemical they actually use is chlorine.
Yeah.
To bleach the paper, and they say they recycle the chlorine.
Once here, the pulp is bleach. What do you use to bleach it with? Chlorine. It stays right here in the plant.
But what they find out when they're walking through the muddy banks is that they're actually using methyl mercury to actually help break down the paper pulp as well. And the methyl mercury, it's not wet, so it doesn't show up in the water samples. It's you know, kind of like a rubber or an oily goo.
Yeah,
and
some goop.
They find it on Talia Shire's shoes.
That silvery stuff on your boot. Is it dry?
Yes.
And they find out that methyl mercury actually creates massive birth defects. And it was something that is known, and there's a big recording going on this.
Its widespread use discontinued in 1956 when evidence of its fatal effects was seen in the deaths of 100,000 people in Minamoto, Japan.
And then, we have the hilarious raccoon attack.
So that's actually at the beginning. When they first get to the property, they get to the cabin and stuff like that, and they're talking, and that's when I think Talia Shire right there drops the bombshell that she's pregnant.
No. She does not tell him she's pregnant.
Oh,
he's coming on to her and he's trying to get all romantic and she's trying to, like, you know, keep him at arm's length, and he's like, "We're in the woods all alone, baby." And then there's a knock at the door.
Or a scratch or something, whatever.
He goes to open the door up. And the raccoon attack, it's so absurd. I'm laughing so hard. And then he kills the raccoon by, like, dropping it in the fire with a broomstick. And I'm thinking, well, you're not going to get any tissue samples that aren't marred that way. So they've got to continue the search for what's going on.
This is long before they even discovered that. This is like, that's the first night they're there in the cabin is when the raccoon attacks.
It is part of the reason that they do discover it, though, because the raccoon goes crazy and attacks them, but they're thinking that the raccoon is rabid because of how it's behaving. Yeah. And then it turns out, nope, there's no signs of rabies on it, so what could be causing this? So it's kind of like the first clue in the Scooby-Doo mystery that they've got to, figure out what the other environmental factors may be that leads to this. Then he fishes and he catches, he catches a good-sized trout, salmon, whatever the hell it is. But while he's there and he's catching that salmon, this duck, and it just disappears, and all you see is the arch of the giant fish that eats it. Then we have the camping family.
Oh, that is so fucking
and
great.
Let's get down to this, all right? I'm just going to tell you this. I'm going to posit this explanation to you. I think they had a script. They thought they were making this serious, warning about the environment and how it's going to lead to these monstrous creatures that are going to come out of the woods because methyl mercury is a pollutant and blah, blah, blah. I thought we were going to get crying Indians and litter and all that stuff. I really did. Thought that's where they were going with this. And I think they shot all that footage, and when they got done shooting it, they went and they pieced it all together, and they're like, our movie kind of sucks. This movie is boring.
You're afraid, aren't you?
I don't know.
All the shots go on too long and nothing's really happening. You know what? I know how to fix this film. Well, how are we going to fix it? Let's make all of the violence in this film fucking ridiculous. And you can't tell me I'm wrong, because when you have the camping family, and they run into them right when they get off the plane. And they're, we're going camping, and, it's going to be out in the woods for 3 days hiking, and that's all the fun. And it's supposed to be this sweet, charming kid, and he just comes off as kind of creepy and weird and annoying.
And it's going to take 3 days to walk down there.
Sounds hard.
Yeah, but that's the fun.
And we get to catch up with the family as they're hiking out into the woods. And the kid is zipped up in a sleeping bag. And then the bear creature comes out of nowhere. And dad screams and the daughter screams and the kid gets up and he's stuck inside of his sleeping bag. And when you see the bear hit him, and there's just a pile of feathers going fly
It's like a duck got shot by a cannonball. It's just an explosion of feathers. Oh, dude, I cried for a good minute, 2 minutes.
It only gets better from there. Every violent scene with the bear or the giant frog tadpole that's like the size of, a bowling ball and all that shit. It all adds up, but at the same time, it's all done so fucking wackadoo. And that's the only way I can explain it, because the whole bit where they are out there and the storm comes in and they got to strap the helicopter down because it's too windy to fly, so they decide they're going to walk back to the Native American camp, which is hilarious because there's teepees. And if you know anything about northeastern Indian tribes, they built longhouses. They did not have teepees. That was a Plains Indian thing. Why? Because when you're following the buffalo, you have to have a home that is mobile, and longhouses were not mobile. But that's neither here nor there. To get down to it, when the bear shows up at the teepee hut,
Mariah.
Oh, God.
and starts just whacking people left and right. He's knocking off heads. He's knocking off arms. And fortunately, they had this series of tunnels that they built between the teepees.
As you do.
To hide, I guess, from the evil paper company. And then they have to like try to figure out how they're going to kill the bear because they found the baby bear, and the baby bear they're trying to keep it alive, and the sheriff shows up and he's all like, see, they're poisoning the water. And
This is a result of methyl mercury spilling out of your plant.
the sheriff's all like, oh, but then the sheriff, he's not going to be able to testify to that because he got his fucking head. They wind up trying to escape the bear, and they're like swimming across the river or the lake, whatever the hell it is, the pond, I don't know, it's the body of water. And then they decide that they're going to have to go on the attack. So, like, you know, he grabs an arrow and does like his best cannonball jump and stabs the bear to death. And then the bear...
Yeah, Robert's shooting him too, also, but he only got 2 bullets.
But the bear dies, and then, like, they fly away, and that's the end. And it's like, what the fuck was that? Okay, so we have this whole subplot where Talia Shire is she's pregnant, and she's trying to figure out if the methyl mercury is going to harm her child.
Yeah.
There's no resolution to that whatsoever. We don't even get to find out if they stay together. She gets very upset about the fact that she's been exposed to this chemical, but you know, she doesn't want to drink the water or the coffee or anything else. And then we have her grandfather, not Armand Assante, the female lady Indian, which I don't know that they, like, the only thing she's there for is to go, yeah, there have been children that have been born on the reservation with deformities.
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, this is my grandfather, and hey, yeah, he's gonna die too.
Oh, when he gets eaten by Man Bear Pig, dude. Oh, that's so funny. Because he's got him in his mouth and his arms and lips just flopping around all over the place up in the air. All those deaths, all those scenes where people die from Man Bear Pig are fucking hilarious. And I love them. They're so good. So it's fun to have this really serious content going on. Because that stuff is serious, and it's very well done. The way they piece together how all this shit happened.
It's well written.
Yes.
It is not well done. It's poorly edited. It is really, the acting is very sketchy in certain parts of the show.
I think the acting is fairly decent. But by comparison, if you compare this to other creature features, the acting's a step above.
Well, that's because you have talent in front of the camera.
Yeah,
now,
exactly. You got Talia Shire, who has the same fucking look in every fucking movie.
I believe him.
Armand Assante, who's great in just about everything
Armand
he does.
Assante is actually really, he's obviously doing everything he can with this. But again, the construction of the scenes is like really poorly done. And then there's like moments where they should have a conversation, you know, so that that Armand Assante's character and Robert Foxworth's character like come to an understanding or begin to trust each other, and we never get anything like that. It's just kind of like you're bad, no, you're bad, and oh look, here's a deformed baby bear.
Can't you stop it?
Don't dare sedate it.
We should get this to the authorities.
I don't know. I disagree with you there, because there is a moment of trust. Like even with the guy from the paper companies, like once he sees the fucking jacked up baby bear, it's like, oh shit, yeah.
Did you know? I didn't want to.
Well, we fucked up, and
he's exposed. It's methyl mercury, and you knew you were using it, and blah blah blah. And does he feel like an asshole for it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
By the way, do you know who that was?
I recognize him, but he's the guy that gets his arms cut off in the...
in the Thing. He was Copper in the Thing.
Thank you,
yes.
yeah.
Clear!
This movie is incredibly uneven. If you had to judge this movie based on the first 30 minutes of it, it's a snooze, man. It's boring. Like the whole chainsaw and axe fight scene is so poorly done. It's like
didn't mind
legitimately,
I didn't mind it.
Obviously not choreographed, and it's very obvious you have two actors there. Neither of them are stunt people, and they're terrified of getting injured. So this like, step back.
It's no worse than fucking Darth Vader and Obi-Wan in that very first Star Wars movie.
You're not wrong.
So I can forgive that.
But all they had to do was take the chain. They could have given Armand Assante a stunt axe, and they could have taken the chain off of the chainsaw and just made a bunch of noise.
Sure.
And then made it a little bit more dynamic. But it's most definitely not a very dynamic fight scene. And then for him to be threatening with the chainsaw, open up, let us in. No. No.
Go on, open it! Open it! God damn it! What the hell does it prove anyway?
That they're murderers!
No, it doesn't prove a damn thing! Now open it! No!
This movie is simultaneously fucking awful and fucking hilarious. It's not so bad, it's good. It is, like, legitimately, you could throw this movie and fast forward through all the bullshit, just get to the kill scenes, and you've got gold there.
I'm going to disagree with you, because I think all the stuff leading up to that is well done. It's a very good environmental mystery, and then they piece it all together. I think it's very well done. I think it's a step above most of the shit we fucking watch as far as that goes.
I'm gonna say it's got a smart script.
Yeah, it's
that
got a really
is
smart script.
poorly executed.
That's
my take.
That's your take.
Here, everything grows big. Real big.
Now, is it as good as some of the other stuff we've been watching recently? No, not quite. But at the same time, too, I think it's smarter than Humanoids of the Deep, script and story-wise. It's definitely more coherent, and it makes more sense. There's obvious, this causes this, causes this, causes this.
Yeah, sure.
Whereas, the horny fish people, we just dump fucking chemicals, and here you are. So
it kind of reminds me of Food of the Gods.
This is the last chance for an unsuspecting world against harmless animals and insects made huge and vicious by the food of the gods.
It kind of has the same sort of vibe on that.
So the letdown for me is Man, Bear, Pig. Once they like zoom out, you see the whole thing, and especially him moving is very clunky and very awkward moving, especially when he's like going through the water. It's like, is that a puppet? What the fuck is it?
It's a guy in a costume that's trying to walk on a muddy bottom pond and having a lot of trouble doing it.
It's bad. It's bad. When it's like from here up, on Man, Bear, Pig, it's great.
Yeah, the creature is interesting looking. It's well done.
Yeah.
All those bits are really good. There is good stuff here, but it is, I think, to me, it's drowned out by the drabness of it. And the Talia Shire is this gives the most annoying performance of her career. Like, literally, to the point where 15 minutes into it, I was making fun of her. Like every time Talia Shire would pop up on screen, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, honey, I'm going to be over here being annoying. So,
Yes. And I swear, every performance, Talia Shire has one character. And it's the same in every movie.
Yes.
Even in fucking Rad, she's the same annoying fucking mom character.
That look of over concern and sort of a sadness that's just kind of getting, and she's hoping for the best, but nothing ever works out well for Talia.
Freakism, that's what's been going on out there. That's why there's a goddamn salmon 5 feet long and a tadpole the size of what a bullfrog should be.
Even Rocky lost all their money and they had to move back to their shitty house that they bought in Rocky 2. They lost the mansion and the cars and her cello.
That a Rogeri?
Montagna, you know cellos.
Well, I know wood.
Somewhere in the woods, they would have made a raft out of it, but it's somewhere tied to a paper company truck luggage rack. Why the fuck did she take her cello into the woods? She didn't like pick it up and play it and be all like, I gotta keep up with my practice. She's so busy being distraught over being pregnant, not knowing what to do, and if I tell Robert, he's gonna try to convince me to not have the child. Oh, well, don't let him convince you. Well, how about methylmercury? Does that convince you?
It's not a nightmare that's going to end. It's just beginning because it's inside me. I'm pregnant.
Maybe you'd like to have a child that has extra fingers and he can take up piano. She just annoyed the shit out of me.
I know.
You didn't want to know. Tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
Robert Foxter does everything he can, but he's written so seriously that his character just comes off as one note. He's constantly the do-gooder that's there, and he's uncovered this mystery. And
Why would he have offered to let you test the water?
Maybe it wasn't in the water.
Huh?
Mercury.
It's like he never comes off as likable. He never comes off as smart. He's investigating it with already having his mind made up.
They gave us a trick question in medical school. What's the only liquid in the world that isn't wet?
And I kind of hated that about this. Armand Assante, he's, again, one note.
No, it's not what I've heard, but what I've
We
seen.
heard we're drunks, we're violent, and that we're murderers.
You're expecting way too much from a creature feature.
Yes,
because every creature feature you watch, everybody's fucking one note, with like maybe one exception, Orca.
Where was the one exception in this? That's my question.
but that's what I'm trying to say is, you're trying to elevate this when it's not meant to be elevated. They are one note fucking characters. Every creature feature, except for Orca, has one note fucking characters, and that's it.
And Jaws. You can't forget Jaws, which inspired so many.
But that's the exception, not the fucking rule.
I'm gonna say that like when we watch Piranha, there's a lot more characters, and so a lot more is peppered around. So even though a lot of those characters are a single note, because of the variety of characters, it makes up for the lack of different personality types. Whereas with this, we spend so much time with Talia, Shire, and Robert that I hope the plane crashes on day. I was rooting for the fucking man bear pig. I was hoping like they'd be like, oh, nope, sorry, they all died, and no one's ever going to know about the methyl mercury because everybody died at the end, and the paper company's just going to keep on churning.
So your problem really is this, is that the fun stuff doesn't really happen until 2/3 into the fucking movie.
It's a creature feature. Show me some creature feature. I don't want to hear Robert Foxter and Talia Shire not get it on.
Well, I could easily put on 20 pounds.
I mean, I wish there were more of us.
I mean, like, literally, this movie was frustrating in that I could see the potential of the premise and I could see the potential of the story, but it's like takes so long to get anywhere that once they actually start going, it's like, all right, whatever, all right, but it's hilarious. I will say that every one of the kills in this, I was howling at how hilarious they were. And here's the funny thing about this one. The guy that directed this, he's a legit director. And when I say legit director, I mean his name is John Frankenheimer, and he did The Manchurian Candidate, he did Ronin, which we watched for the Action Bowl, and he did The Birdman of Alcatraz. Okay. So this is a guy that knows how to do smart, and he knows how to do character, and he knows how to infuse action into it. This, however, is not that. The budget for this was $9 million in 1979 money. That's like $2 million. Yeah, that's $2 million less than what Star Wars cost to make 2 years earlier.
And I was wondering that same thing, because I saw that also when I was going through shit. I was like, well, where did that $9 million go? Because that's not a $9 million man bear pig.
It went to Talia Shire coming off of Rocky, which won Best Picture. Yeah. Robert Foxter, who was a known quantity. And
what was he in?
Okay, Star Trek geeks, this is where we're going to divide the cinemaphiles from the nerds in the audience. Robert Foxter played William Hague on Babylon 5, and then he played
that means nothing to me.
Admiral Layton on Deep Space Nine.
Means nothing to me either.
He's a double dose of Admiralty on two sci-fi franchises that are used, but he actually was on every major TV show, Fantasy Island, Love Boat, Hawaii Five-0.
He's a working actor.
Yes, he's a working actor that was very recognizable. So, like literally, if you look at his credits, he's got like 61 credits, and every one of them is a top-tier TV show for the vast. He only did like 5 movies. 5 or 6 movies. But if you were a TV watcher back in the 70s and 80s, you know exactly who this guy is. He literally was still working in big TV up until I think like 2009 or 2004. I'll throw the year up here because I know I'm editing this one already. But yeah, the box office on this film was $22.7 million. So did it make money? Yes. Was it the runaway success they were hoping for? Not even close. No. And $9 million was a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, Talia Shire, sure. The makeup effects, yeah, because it's 1979 technology and everything had to be done and sculpted in latex. And I will also say this, they apparently had a different version of Man Bear Pig, and they went back and they made it a little less grotesque. So they redesigned it, which I'm sure wasn't cheap to do.
Yeah, no shit.
And they, because they didn't want it to be that scary. It wanted the message of the film to get through and not be quite so horrific. The other thing was that there were more violent death scenes that were shot for this film, and he edited them out himself because he felt that they were too grotesque. And that means that I'm sure they were fucking hilarious.
We got robbed. We got robbed, is what I gotta say for this. So the other thing I want to talk about this one, and I did talk about it, and it was the first scene in this movie. It's very well done because all you see is just dark, and you see these headlamps going through the darkness.
Yeah.
So
the rescue team.
Yeah, and there's some really good suspense there. You know, what the hell is going on? And all of a sudden, you finally see, okay, there's some guys. Oh, okay, there's some dogs. And one dog runs right off the ledge.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. It's like, well, what the hell is causing these dogs to come, like,
to panic and run like that, you know, blindly run off the edge of the cliff. No, you can say that this is a director that knows what he's doing, but it feels like at a certain point, like I said, he watched the footage, he assembled his print, and it was like, we got to amp up the kills in this because this movie's fucking lame.
Well, obviously, just the opposite, because you said earlier he cut out that scene, so the opposite of that.
That's his opinion. This feels like he got forced into a movie that he didn't really want to do, but he thought it was going to be a big hit, and he needed a hit, and so he signed up to do this, and then he chickened out. I mean, that's kind of it. It is 1979, so this came out like a year after Alien. Yeah. And there was an opportunity to make something that was hidden in the dark and scary and really weird and like creepy. But because of how restrained the cast is and the acting is in this, and because there's never any, you keep expecting Talia Shire and Robert Foxworth to have a fucking blowout and like throw it all out in the open of, hey, I'm pregnant and you brought me to this shithole and there's this toxic shit and everything that we're eating and drinking, great, wonderful. We ate the fish that you caught from that fucking pond, and oh my God, what if my child's gonna come out with 6 eyes and 2 heads? Thanks, Zaphod. But you know, that never happened.
Yes.
She has like that woman, I'm pregnant, and that's it.
I thought having a baby would bring us closer together. It's not baby anymore.
And it's after they find the little baby bear creature thingy that's all fucked up. And there was an opportunity that is just, that's what this movie is to me. It's an interesting idea that is a complete missed opportunity. And I don't know if it was because they were squeamish about it, or if they didn't want to go too far in one direction, or they didn't want to make too heavy of a message film. But like literally, they should have embraced the roots of this creature feature. They should have gone balls to the fucking wall and cut out all this non-necessary, you know, crap and just gotten to the meat and potatoes of it, which is we want Man Bear Pig to kill. It's a creature feature. It's not a fucking drama.
Yeah. I'll agree with you on that point you just made, is that there's a lot of opportunity to have more of those style scenes that were done in the beginning throughout the movie. That would have made it a lot more interesting for sure.
You know me, I have
100%.
I have a high pain threshold
Yeah.
for really bad movies. And we were watching this, and I was kind of at that point where I was just like, oh, God, I'm going to turn this off and come back and finish watching it later. I am so bored with this movie. And then the camp scene happened with the kid, the banana getting blasted. That's kept me going. If that scene hadn't arrived when it did, I would have taken a couple of sittings to finish this film.
So is this a recommend or not a recommend?
This is not a not recommend. This is a warning. There is good stuff here. There is interesting stuff here. There is the bones of what potentially could have been a really great creature feature. But it's so hammy and so weird. If you know that going in, you can power through it because you know that there's gold that's coming down the road. But if you were dropped in with no map, you'd be like, oh man, fuck this movie, turn it off. So there it is. If you're a cinemaphile and you love creature features, watch it. If you're anybody else, probably skip it because, yeah, it just is what it is. What about you?
Yeah. I still enjoyed this movie. The environmental stuff didn't bother me that much. Talia Shire, even with their mopey face, didn't bother me all that much. But yeah, it is kind of a bit of a bummer that it takes 2/3 of the movie for the stuff to really kick in, for action really to kick in. But I didn't mind it. So I'm going to recommend this one for creature feature stuff. If you like horror stuff, watch it. Yeah,
I wonder if there's a fan edit of this where they went in and kind of shortened that whole intro bit to where we just got the necessary information and skipped all.
Well,
the
you can't really
bullshit.
cut that much short because it's only like an hour and a half movie anyway.
Yeah, well, there is that. There is that. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It is front loaded and it is a drag until it gets to Man Bear Pig showing up and taking care of business. Then after that, it's like smooth sailing from that point on. You get what you want from a creature feature, but you have to wade into the water waist deep before you get it. The environmental stuff I actually thought was clever. I thought that was actually the smartest part of the film, and that's why I'm saying I think it was a good script. It just could have been handled better. So
fair enough. Anything else, sir?
That's it. That's all I got.
Catch you next time.